Like some all first verse shit.
Fat Boy, Damn I'm Wild.
Shout out to Damn I'm Wild.
Fat Boy, what's going on?
Shout out to Damn I'm Wild.
Damn I'm Wild.
Damn I'm Wild, man. Shout out to you, brother.
Shout out to Fat Boy, Damn I'm Wild.
Damn I'm Wild.
Check out Damn I'm Wild.
Man, Fat Boy, cook up.
Man, Fat Boy say, I respect the culture. I advise you niggas to do the same.
What up, y'all? It's your man Fat Boy checking the fuck in. First off, real quick, before I say anything, we crossed over into 2,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you. Sincerely, a thank you, for real, for real. I'm humbled. I appreciate everybody retweeting my shit, sharing my shit, the comments, the likes, the thumbs up, the thumbs down. Whoever the one person is that thumbs down my shit every day. If y'all go look at my videos, right? On all my videos every day, somebody, just one person, whoever hate me, shows up every day around like 7 or 8 in the morning and put a thumbs down on my video every day. Somebody, I don't know who it is. I don't really give a fuck. You giving me a view, whoever you are, you still giving me a view, so I take that. Here's the thing though. It's important that I applaud y'all and thank y'all for this 2,000, because even though I'm on camera and I'm doing all the entertaining and the talking and y'all enjoying the content, y'all give me the motivation to cut this bitch on and do this shit every day. That I do it anyway. I try to do this as many days as I can. And I know that I don't have the biggest voice in this battle rap culture, but the fact that y'all tune in every day, I fuck with that heavy. You know what I'm saying? Salute to that. I get people all the time telling me, yo, I watch this shit every day. I watch it on my way to work. I watch it while I'm working. I watch it, you know what I'm saying? The Water God, like, yo, my wife, she watch you every day. You the only blogger that makes sense to her. And I hear all kinds of stuff, and I appreciate all of that. So salute to the Water God, salute to his wife, salute to everybody that's tuning in the fuck in. My regulars, the baby girl, and all of y'all, man. All of y'all. Epskate Unway and Paru Pancakes and all. I see all of y'all names every day. I see the same people. You know what I'm saying? So again, I can't thank y'all enough. I just want to get that out the way. Okay, so let's talk about this champion of the year shit, because this shit is, man, this race here, there's some different shit here, boy. Let's just kick it off like this. I'm going to liken a lot of this to college football. So if you're familiar with the college ranking systems and how they work that, this is going to make a lot of sense to you. If you're not familiar with college football, maybe you don't watch football at all or whatever, I'm going to keep it as simple as I can so you can follow along also. So let's jump right to the shits. Danny Myers and Geechi Gotti have tougher schedules than AVE. Right? Danny Myers and AVE have clearer wins, more clear wins than Geechi Gotti. Right? AVE and Geechi Gotti, the losses that they do have on their resume are against battlers that you would consider vets. They lost to people who you could see them losing to, that it's likely or possible that they could lose to. Danny has losses against people that you would think he would just beat. So you got to take that into consideration. So I'm looking at those things that I said already and how they factor into this race. So let's go over this shit. Let's start with Geechi Gotti, right? Geechi Gotti is like Alabama, Clemson, or like one of the high-ranked teams. Now, before I get into his resume, let's talk about this. The thing in college football you got to know is, if you're going to take losses, you want to take losses early in the year, whether it be a bad loss or a loss that was close to a good team. You want to take it early in the year, because the later in the year that you take losses, those are the ones that people remember. And when they go to debate how your year went, they remember the losses that you took late, because it's fresh in their memory. So if you lose early, people might not make so much of a big deal out of it. And then when they go to argue that you lost to somebody, people might not remember it that way, and they might argue in your favor. So let me speak to the main issue that I have with Geechi Gotti's resume for this year. He has the most powerful resume for the year. The problem with his list is he doesn't have a lot of clear wins. Now, to defend him in that same breath, I want to say this. When you have the strongest schedule, it's almost expected for you to have a bunch of fucking debatables. One of the things that makes Sue Surf great is the fact that, Sue Surf takes niggas when they at their peak, and you know what I'm saying, and he has debatable battles. He don't got a lot of clear wins. Well, my nigga, when you put vets against vets, not a lot of your wins are gonna be clear. That's what makes it so impressive when you finally do get those clear wins. Unfortunately for Geechi, there's a lot of battles where you could just say, I think he lost. I think he lost to Ars. I think he lost to John. I think he lost to, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't really go, yeah, but he clearly beat this nigga, and he clearly beat that nigga. There's not a lot of that on his resume. So it kind of hurts him when you're trying to defend what type of year he's having. But you can't kill him all the way, because look at the level of the competition. It's very difficult to get a clear win on the names that Geechi Gotti is battling. He has DNA coming up. He has Tay-Rock coming up. If he can get a clear win over either one of these niggas, that would be great in an effort to defend his year. But right now, his resume just don't have that appeal to it on the wins-losses side. But just looking at the names is like, God damn, it's a wonder you ain't died to some of these niggas. Like Geechi Gotti has a battle with Surf. Fam, a lot of niggas feel like he lost that battle, but it's niggas out here that feel like he won. So the fact that it's debatable don't really help him a whole lot. So you got a long list of good battles that's debatable. Let's move to AVE next. AVE is having a really good 2019. I mean, really good. And prior to this Ill Will battle, many people felt like he was having the type of year that K-Shine had the year before. Now, I'm going to kind of sidetrack for a second. This is the reason why for most of this year, and for the most part still even right now, I kind of have AVE as champion of the year right now, or in first place. Now, let me explain why. Last year, K-Shine had a resume where people felt like he didn't lose a round all year, and then he battled Geechi Gotti, and people felt like that may have been his first and only loss. But prior to that, he was dominating. The problem with his year that year, though, was that the level of competition was basically nothing. And to me, I think it was like Enes, Pat Stay, YK, and somebody else. You were supposed to beat those names, with YK likely to be your toughest opponent. The advantage that AVE has is that he has a win over a Mount Rushmore candidate. And I know you're going to say, well, Jay Mills is a legend. Yeah, but Jay Mills was ass. He's not good at this point in his career. So you should have beaten him. AVE faced an up-and-coming star and franchise. He got a clear win there. He got a clear win over Blue Easy. He got a clear win over Arsenal. And he's had some little small league battles versus some other niggas like C-Money and shit like that he also has wins, and people feel like he ain't lost a fucking round all year. So for me, I feel like that level of dominance, although his schedule is not as difficult as Geechi Gotti or Danny Myers, that doesn't mean that the names he battled was nobodies. They was good names. They just not as good. So AVE in this situation is kind of like a Notre Dame. Notre Dame will face one or two, maybe even three big name opponents, right? And they'll beat them, and that's what makes their schedule strong. But then they face a bunch of the cupcake names that ain't that fucking good, and they get wins over them niggas. So at the end of the year, it makes them look dominant because they beat the names that they needed to beat, and then the names they were supposed to beat, they got the wins. Well, AVE's schedule is a lot like that. However, AVE, I feel like you lost to Ill Will. Now, let me run through this battle real quick and explain why I feel like he lost. But I'm gonna continue to talk about his resume for the year. All right. In that first round, AVE came out really good in that first round. He was dope. I just felt like Ill Will came out smoking, and he was ready for the bullshit. He was ready. In the second round, I felt like AVE realized he needed to turn it up a little bit. You can see his energy, his aggression, all that shit went up. AVE got in his fucking bag in the second round. And then Ill Will he just couldn't match it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as good as he was in the first. I feel like because AVE put so much energy into the second, maybe in his mind he still felt like he was still on 1,000 like he was in the second. And in the third, he wasn't still on 1,000. It looked like he kind of took his foot off the gas, or he just was a little winded or tired, or just, and I hate to say it like that, like he just was like on some lazy shit, because that wasn't the case. I just think in his mind he probably thought he was still on that same level, and he wasn't. On cam, he just wasn't. And I felt like Ill Will found a way to steal that battle in there, and he started catering to the crowd. He started getting haymakers landed, and all kinds of shit was happening in that third for Ill Will. And I felt like he just stole the battle from AVE. Now, the thing about this battle and why I'm breaking it down like that is because this isn't a bad loss for AVE. And when you start talking about champion of the year and you go back to look at this resume, it's even more of not a bad loss for AVE because of the fact that Ill Will, to some people, beat Geechi Gotti. Ill Will, to some people, now has beaten AVE. Ill Will beat Pass. Ill Will beat Serious Joe. He's having a good year. So this isn't a bad loss. This is like one of those losses where I only lost by 1 or 2 points. So this can't hurt me but so much. So beyond that, I still have the only year where you look at my entire resume and it's wins. Whether they was more competitive opponents than the other two niggas, that's a different story. But the list that I battled, I beat them niggas if I'm AVE. So to me, this is why AVE is still number one, but he is now holding on by a thread. He needed a clear win over Ill Will. Now, again, Geechi Gotti has Rockin' DNA coming up. AVE tweeted out earlier, or yesterday should I say, that he's looking to add one more opponent on URL before the year closes out. I don't think he has time for 2. It would be great if AVE still had time for 2, but this one needs to really fucking count, whether it be Hollow or Averb or whoever. You got to add somebody. Me personally, I feel like it should be Danny Myers. Now, speaking of Danny Myers, who's the other name on this list of the 3, Danny Myers is also saying, do y'all want me to battle AVE? Y'all want me to battle Suge because Suge keep calling Danny out? Or should I battle somebody prominent like Iron Solomon? Of those 3, I feel like he should battle AVE to put some distance between himself and AVE, to kind of move AVE out the way. And now all you really fighting off is Geechi. And I feel like you got enough of a resume with the clear wins that you got that you should be able to fend off Geechi. And if you beat AVE, that'll give you a clear shot comfortably at being champion of the year when it's all said and done. That's not to say that Ill Will can't hunt you down, or JC can't somehow end up in the mix with 1 or 2 more battles this year, or Chef Trez ain't lurking, because you did take a loss to Chef Trez this year, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it's names out there. It's a lot of niggas having good years. But let's break down Danny Myers' year. Danny Myers is the equivalent of one of those teams in college football that's got like, 10 wins, but he got 2 losses, right? And it's like, okay, because of his schedule, his strength of schedule, you're going to take some losses. Again, like we discussed with Geechi Gotti, they can't all be wins. You're facing top competition. However, I think you can make the argument that you should have clearly beaten Chef Trez. And I think you can make the argument for sure that you should have clearly beaten Franchise. Now, one thing that's going to hurt you in this debate, AVE didn't have a problem with Franchise. And to me, you didn't have a problem with Franchise. But you can't go on any platform and admit to anybody that you lost the Franchise, bro. You can't do that. You hurt yourself. And at the end of the day, I felt like you was 2-0 going into the third. Why you agreed to Smack saying it's 1-1, and Smack probably just going off with the crowd saying, not to say that he don't know bars of content, he been listening to this shit longer than any of us, but he's saying it's 1-1. You can't just agree to that and then go into the third and choke. That means you lost. So if you have a debatable, but more so to many people, a loss to Trez, and you have a loss to Franchise, those are battles you should have won. Now, even with that being said, let me tell you why those aren't the real reasons why, if he doesn't win, that's the clear reason he didn't win. That's not going to be the real reason. To me, this is what's going to cost Danny Myers. Danny, you got a lot of yikers out here, man. The yikers, they love you, bro. They defend you as often as they possibly can. They throw your name to the heavens to try to get you wins and all of that shit when you might have lost or it might have been debatable or whatever. They stand tall. I feel like this time they cost you, bro. And let me explain why. When you battled Chess, everybody came out on Twitter and was like, oh, Danny clearly beat Chess. It was a body bag and it was this and that. Right? Well, you know how people are. If you say it's a body bag, it better fucking be a body bag. It better be. We cut this film on, we cut this footage on, and we see you battling Chess. This ain't no fucking body bag. It ain't even a clear win. It's debatable as fuck. It's really fucking debatable. So here's the thing. Why is this significant? I'm going to tell you why. Because when it comes down to it, and you start talking about Danny's year, the people who listened to everybody saying that Danny had a 3-0 body bag over Chess, they're going to go extra hard in trying to say that you lost to Chess. And at that point, you can say, well, damn, the nigga got 3 losses. Chess, he should have beat. Trez, he should have beat. Franchise, he should have beat. And at that point, it's like, well, damn, how do you crown champion of the year to a nigga that's got 3 fucking losses? And you go, well, look at his resume. The nigga got probably 3 or 4 battles that's considered battle of the year. He got battles that you could low-key consider classics and shit like that. So he's had a strong showing this year. And his opponents have showed up for him and they've had good battles. Cool. But when you got 3 losses, it's kind of hard to sit up there and say that AVE didn't have a better year, considering that he only got 1 clear loss, at least at this point. And it's kind of hard to say that he had a better year than Geechi Gotti when at least the losses that Geechi got are to super strong opponents. Arsenal, Surf, John. If you got him losing those battles, those are super opponents, bruh. And they're not clear losses. They're debatable to a lot of people. If Danny got clear losses, right, and Geechi just holding debatable losses, and then now you're making room for a real argument here, Danny. So I feel like the fans didn't help you any by yelling and screaming out how you body bag Chess, and that shit didn't happen. Listen, this race is interesting as fuck. If you listening to everything I'm saying and you understand exactly what I'm saying, you get why all of this is just one big crazy pot at this point. So salute to Danny, salute to AVE, salute to Geechi Gotti. I feel like I can't break these 3 years down or resumes down any better than that, based on strength of schedule and the timing that you lost these battles and shit like that. For example, again, AVE losing the Ill Will late in the year, it's just gonna hurt when people go back. They be like, yeah, but he lost the Ill Will. They're gonna forget the fact, and even AVE said it on Twitter, like, damn, y'all can have it if that's gonna be the case. Look at the year I was having, and all of a sudden y'all think I lost the Ill Will and now I'm out of it, or I ain't no longer number 1. I'm with AVE. I disagree. I feel like y'all wildin'. I feel like he lost a good battle. It wasn't like a landslide win or no shit like that. And what I'm saying? He lost to a tough opponent. It was a close battle. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, y'all tell me where this shit rank. Who you got 1, 2, and 3? Or is it neither one of these is 1, 2, or 3? Is it who should be in the top 3? Tell me what y'all think, man. Jump in the comments. I'm gonna ask y'all to do the same shit I always do. Jump in the comments and tell me what y'all think. Yo, it's your man Fatboy, man, signing the fuck out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good shit. I appreciate it. Again, thank you. It's your man Fatboy signing the fuck out. I respect the culture. I advise you niggas to do the same. Hey, yo, Posey. Take us home, Lo.
Please don't unplug the game.